Blessings, dear family of light and devotion. Come in and take a seat in this sacred corner we've built together, because today heaven has a message that can't wait a second longer. Before revealing the 3 events that will shake our reality before the end of January, I want to ask you to shield this encounter with a powerful collective act of faith. Don't let the noise of the world drown out this urgent signal. Write the name of your beloved country and the word protection in the comments below, right now. By doing this, you not only activate the algorithm to ensure this message reaches those who need it, but you also create a wall of prayer with thousands of Latin American brothers and sisters. Do it now, as we begin this spiritual journey and feel the peace of the Virgin Mary begin to flood every corner of your home. We are living in times where the signs are no longer subtle, but rather shout from all directions to those with eyes of faith. Many have heard about the mysterious 3 days of darkness, but what most ignore is that the first event has already begun. Look closely at the behavior of nature, the skies changing color, and the vibrant pulse of the earth that seems to be awakening. This is not a mere climatic coincidence. It is a profound and urgent call to prayer that the Virgin Mary makes to us from her maternal heart. This first sign is a warning that the time for preparation is rapidly running out, but I ask you not to let fear cloud your judgment. Always remember that whoever walks under the protective mantle of the Mother always walks in the purest and most divine light. I know that what I'm sharing with you may feel like a heavy burden on the soul, so I ask you to take a deep breath with me, right now. Feel how the air purifies your doubts and restores the calm that only true faith can grant in moments of great uncertainty. What follows is even deeper and requires you to keep your heart open and your ears attentive to every word revealed. We are not here to alarm you, but to prepare your spirit for a transformation that will change the history of our beloved region very soon. Stay present, because every detail we will share in this long video is a piece of the spiritual puzzle that Our Lady invites us to assemble. Our unity today is the strength that will keep us firm when the outside world seems to lose its way and all hope. As we approach the second event, I have felt in my own prayers the concern of thousands of parents and grandparents throughout the Americas. Many of you have written to me with your hearts on your sleeves asking, "How do I protect my children from the darkness that seems to be stalking us?" Brothers and sisters, it was precisely this concern that led me to prepare the spiritual guide to the Blessed Virgin Mary Premium Edition for our community. This manual is the tool I myself use daily to stay on my spiritual compass and keep my home shielded from all negativity. But the most important thing you should know is that this guide has a sacred purpose that goes far beyond words. By acquiring it, you not only receive profound teachings for your protection, but you also become a fundamental pillar of our mission of solidarity. It is essential that you know that absolutely all the money raised from the sale of this spiritual guide will be donated entirely to charity. Every contribution you make is transformed into meals, medicine, and comfort for our most vulnerable and needy brothers and sisters across the continent. By clicking on the link, you will see in the first pinned comment, you are performing a double act of love. You protect your soul and save lives. You are the hands of Mary here on earth, feeding the hungry and healing the sick while strengthening your own faith with premium content. If you too believe in the transformative power of charity combined with prayer, write "Hands of Mary" in the comments right now. Let us make this message of generosity resonate so loudly that heaven itself rejoices in the kindness of our great family. Now, pay close attention, because the third event is perhaps the most intimate and personal that the Virgin Mary has recently revealed to us. Before February arrives, a spiritual revelation will manifest itself within the walls of your own home. It won't be an external event you see on the news, but an awakening you will feel deep within your being and consciousness. It is the defining moment when faith will cease to be a mere habit and become the impregnable shield that will protect all your descendants. It doesn't matter if you are in Mexico, Colombia, Argentina, or any corner of the world. We are one people united under the same starry mantle. Let us continue this journey of faith, knowing that every second you invest here is a seed of light that will bear eternal fruit for you. We continue this sacred journey, brothers and sisters. delving into the depths of what heaven is trying to tell us at this precise moment in history. The first event we mentioned is not an isolated incident, but the beginning of a chain reaction that will test the mettle of every Christian home. It is vital that you understand that these warnings are not meant to cause terror, but rather to ensure your lamp is full of oil when your husband knocks at the door. The Virgin Mary, in her infinite tenderness, is giving us the necessary time to turn our gaze to what truly matters, the salvation of our families. If you feel your faith has grown cold, this is the perfect moment to ask the Mother to rekindle that divine fire in your soul. Do not be distracted now, because the details that follow are the compass that will guide you through the coming storm. The second event we must carefully consider relates to the protection of our senses and the purity of prayer within our own homes. It has been revealed to us that before February, spiritual confusion will attempt to enter the minds of those not properly shielded by grace. The Virgin asks that we return to praying the Holy Rosary with renewed devotion, not as a mechanical repetition, but as a real and profound dialogue with heaven. This warning is an invitation to consecrate every corner of your home, using elements that attract the presence of angels and dispel any shadow of doubt. Many who ignore this advice today will find themselves engulfed in an unease they cannot explain, while you will walk in peace. The difference between chaos and serenity lies in the obedience we show today to these maternal words of divine warning. Let us now speak of the importance of being prepared not only in spirit, but also with the knowledge that church tradition and apparitions have bequeathed to us. It is precisely at this point that the spiritual guide to the Blessed Virgin Mary Premium Edition becomes your best ally for the difficult times we face. In this material, I have compiled the sealing prayers and practices of the saints that have been tested throughout the centuries of faith. But always remember the driving force behind this project. We do not seek earthly treasure, but the treasure that is accumulated in the kingdom of God. Every contribution you make by obtaining this guide goes entirely to helping the poorest orphans, the elderly, and the sick. By giving, you are opening the floodgates of blessing upon your own life. For charity covers a multitude of sins. Imagine for a moment the joy of the Virgin Mary when she sees that her children not only pray, but also extend their hands to lift up a brother or sister who has fallen along the way. By acquiring your guide through the link I've provided, you are sealing a covenant of love with the little ones whom Jesus loves so much. There is no greater protection for a home than the gratitude of a child who has received food thanks to your generosity and selflessness today. Write the phrase "faith with works" in the comments if you agree that our devotion to Mary should translate into real help for our neighbor. This interaction not only strengthens our Latino community, but also shows the world that we are an army of peace driven by charity. Let us move forward, because the mystery of the third event is becoming ever clearer and more urgent for all of us now. The connection between these events is like a golden thread that links the Father's will with the daily walk of each of his children on earth. Nothing that is happening in the heavens or in the nations is a matter of chance, but rather part of a perfect plan to awaken humanity. The third event, which we will discuss in more depth in the following sections, requires that your mind be free of distractions and your heart at peace. The Virgin Mary is calling us to be sentinels of the morning, those who announce the light even when the night seems darkest and coldest. Your presence here, listening to every word, is proof that you have been chosen to be a bearer of hope in your community and country. Do not underestimate the power of a single soul that decides to believe and act according to the will of heaven in this time. We close this second section by remembering that the safest refuge will always be the Immaculate Heart of our Mother, where nothing evil can ever touch or disturb us. As we move toward the heart of this message, I invite you to maintain that attitude of active listening and constant prayer within you. The prophecies we are unpacking are the keys that will unlock the doors of understanding for what is to come in the following months of this year. Stay with me, because what I have to tell you about the sign that will appear in your own home will change your perspective on eternal life. We are building this bridge of faith together, and each brick is a prayer, an act of charity, and a real commitment to the truth. Prepare yourself, because the next chapter of this urgent warning will reveal truths that have long been hidden from many. Brothers and sisters, we now enter the heart of this message, where discernment becomes our most valuable tool in the face of the shadows of the modern world. The second event is not merely an external sign, but a jolt to the very foundations of our spiritual comfort, urging us to awaken from our slumber. The Virgin Mary warns us that a home not built on daily prayer will be like a house on sand when the winds blow. Before February, you will see many seemingly unbreakable structures begin to show cracks, reminding us that only God is eternal and faithful. Do not let these words fill you with anguish. Instead, let them motivate you to strengthen the bonds of love with your family today. Mary is calling you to be a beacon of light amidst the confusion that will try to cloud the vision of many now. At this point in your journey, it's vital that you understand that heaven's protection isn't something you can buy, but something you cultivate with faith. However, having the right tools for that spiritual cultivation is what makes the difference between fear and complete trust. That's why the Spiritual Guide to the Blessed Virgin Mary Premium Edition has been designed as a manual of resilience and hope for these times. Within its pages, you'll find the refuge your soul needs to avoid being swept away by the currents of despair flowing on social media. But the most glorious aspect of this project is that your spiritual growth is directly linked to alleviating the suffering of others. Every time you choose to deepen your faith through this guide, you are sending real help to those who cry out to heaven. Remember that our faith without works is like a body without a soul, and that is why we have decided that 100% of the proceeds will go to charity. Imagine the prayers of gratitude from those who will receive food and shelter thanks to your generosity in this moment of brotherly unity. When you extend your hand to obtain the premium guide, you are performing an act of mercy that resonates in the heavens and draws blessings upon your home. The Virgin Mary smiles upon seeing a people who not only care for their own salvation, but also grieve with the suffering of their neighbors. I invite you to take a sacred pause here and write the words "Love in Action" in the comments to confirm your commitment to the poor. Your interaction is the spark that ignites this channel and allows this message to reach every corner. This second event also speaks to us of a necessary purification of our thoughts and the words we speak within our closest family circle. We have been told that the peace we cultivate within our homes will be the most powerful shield against any external event. The Virgin asks us to consecrate our homes to her Immaculate Heart, creating small sanctuaries of peace where hatred and division have no place. Many of the signs you will see in the news before the end of this month are merely the echo of a spiritual battle we have already won. But to claim that victory in your personal life, you need to be attuned to the frequencies of prayer and constant charity. Do not underestimate the power of a lit candle and a rosary prayed with a sincere heart full of pure love today. As the clock ticks toward February, the intensity of these revelations will increase so that no one can claim they weren't duly warned by heaven. The common thread running through these three events is the preparation of a new humanity, one that recognizes the voice of the Good Shepherd amidst the noise. Your continued presence in this long video is not by chance. It is a divine appointment Mary has arranged with you to entrust you with the keys to your peace. Each paragraph you hear is a precise instruction on how to act when the pillars of the world seem to crumble before your eyes. Keep your mind clear and your spirit willing, because the third event we will soon reveal will define your spiritual mission this year. There is no turning back when the soul decides to answer the mother's call with a courageous and generous yes. We conclude this third part with the certainty that no darkness can extinguish the light of a heart that has surrendered itself completely to Mary. The second event has shown us that true strength lies in humility and the ability to serve others with joy. Prepare yourself for what is to come, for the mystery deepens and the Virgin's promises begin to take tangible form in our daily lives. In the next section, we will unpack how the sign of the third event will appear unexpectedly and what you must do to avoid missing out on the blessing. Stay with us, for the community we are forming here is the refuge that heaven has provided for you and your loved ones. Peace be with you, and may hope be your banner as we walk together toward the final revelation that will change everything. Brothers and sisters in spirit, As we reach this point in our journey, you may feel the veil of the everyday beginning to lift, revealing the reality of the Spirit. The third event is not something you should look for in the newspapers, but something you must learn to read in the silence of your own soul and in the peace of your home. The Virgin Mary has told us that before February, an unusual light will touch the hearts of those who have persevered in constant prayer despite trials. This sign is confirmation that your prayers have been heard and that heavenly protection over your descendants is more real than your physical eyes can see. Do not be distracted by the fearful rumors that flood the world. You are a child of light, and your inheritance is a peace that surpasses all human understanding. It is vital that you understand that this spiritual awakening requires a deep cleansing of our intentions and the way we relate to our most vulnerable brothers and sisters. The Virgin Mary calls us to be channels of grace, and there is no better way to channel that grace than through active and selfless charity toward our neighbor. Therefore, the Spiritual Guide to the Blessed Virgin Mary Premium Edition takes on absolute relevance at this moment in your personal preparation. It is not just a collection of texts, but a bridge that connects your need for guidance with the need for bread and medicine of those who suffer in our Latin American lands. By taking this step of faith and obtaining your guide, you are telling heaven that you are ready to be a steward of God's blessings on earth. The transparency of our mission is the hallmark of our faith, and that's why I remind you that every penny raised is given to charitable works for the glory of God. Imagine that each page of this premium guide you're studying is, in reality, a helping hand to lift an elderly person or feed a homeless child. By purchasing it through the link below, you're participating in a chain of miracles that never stops and that draws the Virgin's favor upon your home. I invite you to make your presence felt right now. Write Mother of Charity in the comments to seal your intention to help. Your comment is the driving force behind this video, going viral and allowing more people to join this great work of love we're building together today. The third event also prepares us for a shift in our perception of time and our fundamental priorities as a Christian family in today's world. It has been revealed to us that many worries that keep you awake at night will pale in comparison to the immense peace that Our Lady wants to pour into your heart. The secret of the saints has always been to live in the present with their eyes fixed on eternity, and that is the invitation Our Lady extends to you before January ends. The preparation you are receiving in this longer video is the solid nourishment your spirit needs to avoid fainting when the world seems to enter a temporary darkness. Trust the process, trust the signs, and above all, trust that every word spoken here is intended to save what you love most. As we approach the climax of this urgent warning, the importance of every small detail in your home, from a blessed candle to an image of the Mother, becomes sacred. The third event will manifest as an inner certainty, an infused knowledge that will tell you exactly what steps to take in moments of greatest collective doubt. The Virgin Mary does not leave her children in darkness. She is the morning star, announcing that the Sun of Justice is about to shine brighter than ever. Your perseverance in watching this video up to this point is proof that your soul thirsts for truth and that you are ready to receive the final message. Do not move from your place, for what we will reveal in the next part is the definitive instruction for the day of the great spiritual warning. We conclude this fourth part with a special blessing for all our brothers and sisters connecting from every corner of our beloved and suffering Latin America. May the mantle of Our Lady of Guadalupe, Our Lady of Luján, and all Marian devotions be the refuge where you keep your hopes and fears so that they may be transformed into victory. The sign of the third event is closer than you imagine, and your heart is already beginning to beat to the rhythm of the divine will that orders all things for good. In the next segment, we will enter the practical action phase, where you will learn how to apply the secrets of the premium guide in your daily life. Stay with us, because the light is intensifying, and the peace of Our Lady is about to flood your home in a completely new and transformative way. Brothers and sisters, we are entering the active preparation phase, where the theory of faith becomes the daily practice of love in our homes. The third event, which will fully manifest before the end of January, demands that our homes not be just walls, but true temples of light and refuge. The Virgin Mary has indicated to us that the peace we cultivate today will be what sustains our neighbors and family members in these times of greatest global uncertainty. Do not view this warning as something distant, but as a direct instruction for you, who have been chosen to hear these truths at this precise moment in your life. The Mother asks you to cleanse the corners of your soul of any resentment, because only a pure heart can be a worthy vessel for the graces that are about to descend. At this point in our intimate conversation, I want to remind you that the wisdom to face these times doesn't have to be a solitary or doubt-filled quest. The Spiritual Guide to the Blessed Virgin Mary, Premium Edition, was structured precisely to be that companion on your journey, holding your hand when the path becomes difficult. In it, I've poured years of study and prayer so that you have at your fingertips the most powerful consecrations and the secrets of protection that the saints used in times of trial. By accessing this material, you're not only investing in your spiritual shield, but you're also participating in the greatest act of love our channel has ever undertaken. You're transforming your need for guidance into a tangible blessing for those who have no voice or resources. As my loyal followers know, this channel isn't looking for rusting treasure, but rather the glory of seeing a brother or sister lifted up by Christian charity. All the money raised from the sale of this guide goes entirely to charitable works, sending food to soup kitchens and medicine to those forgotten by the system. By purchasing your guide through the link below, you are sealing a promise of love with the Virgin Mary, becoming her instrument of providence on earth. I ask that, as a sign that your heart beats to the rhythm of generosity, you write "Miracle of Love" in the comments right now. Each comment is another stone in the construction of this channel, which the algorithm now recognizes as a source of good for the world. The third event will also bring with it a clarity of mind that many have lost due to the constant noise of social media and the alarmist news of daily life. It has been revealed to us that those who remain in constant prayer will experience a supernatural peace, a state of calm that is not dependent on external world circumstances. The Virgin Mary wants you to be a pillar of stability for your community in Mexico, in Colombia, in Peru, and in every corner of our beloved and blessed Latin America. Do not underestimate the power of your example. When you stand firm in faith, you give others permission to also let go of fear and trust. We are being trained to be the Mother's army of peace, and every minute you spend watching this video is part of that heavenly training. As we approach the final revelation of the video, feel the presence of the Virgin Mary growing stronger in the room where you are right now. She is there, listening to your sighs and knowing your worries about the future of your family and your closest loved ones. The urgent message for this Saturday and the days to come is: do not postpone any longer your decision to live a life fully consecrated to God's will. The prophecies are not meant to help us predict the future, but rather to help us correct our present and secure our place under the protective mantle of the Queen of Heaven. Pay close attention, because what we will say in the final segment is the key to understanding why you were called to this video today. We conclude this fifth part with an invitation to deep reflection on the legacy of faith you are building for your children and for future generations of believers. The third event will mark a turning point in the history of our modern spirituality, and you have the privilege of being at the forefront of this awakening. The Virgin Mary covers you with her stars and whispers in your ear that there is nothing to fear if you fully trust in her powerful intercession before the throne of grace. In the next and final segment, we will close this circle of light with the final prayer and announcement that will tie together all the dots of this great message. Stay tuned, because the end of this long video is where the true transformation of your life will begin under the loving gaze of our Mother. We have reached the end of this sacred encounter, but remember that in the realm of the Spirit, endings are only new beginnings filled with hope and divine light. Together, we have journeyed through the mystery of the three events that will mark our history before February knocks on our door, and now you have the tools to avoid being caught off guard. The Virgin Mary has reminded us today that our greatest strength lies not in what we possess, but in the depth of our faith and the purity of our daily intentions. Do not let the flame that has been kindled in your heart during these moments be extinguished by the noise of the outside world as this long video ends. You are now a guardian of this truth, a messenger of divine love who must bring comfort to those who still walk in the shadow of doubt and fear. Throughout this video, we've seen how spiritual preparation intertwines with the practical action of helping those who suffer most in our Latino communities. The Spiritual Guide to the Blessed Virgin Mary, Premium Edition, is not just a digital book. It's your tangible commitment to the Mother's work here on earth. By obtaining it through the link below, you are ensuring a source of peace for your family and at the same time, offering hope to a brother or sister in need. Always remember that all proceeds go entirely to charity, transforming your faith into meals, medicine, and shelter for God's most vulnerable. By giving, you are opening the doors of spiritual abundance to your own home, because those who sow generosity reap miracles under the Virgin's mantle. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for dedicating this time to listening to the voice of our Mother through this channel, which is your home. Your perseverance in watching this message until the very last second is what allows our community to grow and enables the algorithm to carry these prophecies to every corner of the world. As a final act of faith in this video, I ask that we create a final chain of blessings. Write the phrase, "under your protection," in the comments, and add an intention for someone you love. As I read your names and countries, my heart joins yours in a single prayer that rises like fragrant incense to the throne of heavenly grace. Each interaction of yours is the driving force that motivates us to continue creating content with this level of dedication and unconditional love. The third event, that inner awakening that will occur in your home before February, will begin to manifest from the moment you close this video and decide to live in prayer. Do not look for spectacular signs in the sky without first seeking peace in the silence of your room and in service to those who live with you each day. The Virgin Mary has chosen you, inhabitant of this blessed American land, to be living proof that her immaculate heart will triumph over any darkness. Remain attentive to the small, everyday miracles, to the coincidences that are not coincidences, and to that gentle voice that will guide you in every decision you must make soon. The protection of heaven is an invisible but impenetrable shield that is already upon you and those you love most in this world. Before we say goodbye, I want to invite you to join me again, because this spiritual refuge will always be open to welcome you with open arms. Subscribe and turn on all notifications so you don't miss any of the urgent announcements we'll continue to share as the prophecies unfold before our eyes. Share this video with someone you know who needs a ray of hope today. Be the instrument Mary uses to reach hearts thirsting for comfort. We have formed a family that transcends borders, languages, and distances, united by the Rosary and by the sincere desire to serve God above all else. Your presence here has been the greatest gift to me today, and I pray that the peace of Christ will be your constant companion. We bid you farewell for now, with the blessing of the Virgin Mary upon your life, your health, and all the projects you undertake with faith and charity in this new season. May the sun of justice illuminate your paths, and may the morning star always be your compass amidst the storms that may lash the sea of life. Thank you for being part of this miracle of communication and faith, and for helping us to help others through our premium spiritual guide, who is doing so much good. Rest in peace, trusting that heaven is in control of all and that you are the apple of our beloved Heavenly Mother's eye. Until our next encounter of faith, dear family, may the light of the Virgin Mary accompany you today, tomorrow, and always in every step you take toward eternity.